everybody, today I would like to talk with you about the past progressive, its form and functions. So the past progressive tense shows that an action was in the progress in the past. It's formed with the past tense of be, was, or were, and the ing form of the verb. The past progressive can be used with the simple past to show that an action happened while something else was also happening. In these sentences, the past progressive action began first. The past progressive can be used to show two actions that were occurring at the same time if two verbs are joined by a conjunction. It is not necessary to use the verb be for both. It looks like it's so complicated, but it's really not. So let's take a look at our examples. So first point was the past progressive tense shows that an action was in progress in the past. It's formed with the past tense of to be, was, or were, and the ing form of the verb. I was working very hard. Kelly was not eating well. We were playing basketball. So whenever you have an action that's like longer than like a second, basically, you use the present progressive tense because like playing basketball, you usually do it for 1 or 2 hours, right? Or she was not eating well. Let's say she was very sick for 4 months. So she was not eating well for a very long time. But now she eats well. So it was just in progressive, like it was in progress in the past. So it was like there was a progress. It was going on in the past, but it's over now. I was working very hard. Working very hard isn't done in a second. You need to work hard for days, weeks, months. So you can say I was working very hard for quite some time. It was a progress, but now it's done. Kelly was not eating well. She was sick, but now she's healthy. We were playing basketball. We were playing for 5 hours, but that doesn't mean that I'm playing now. But still, for this like 5 hours, I was playing, okay? Then the second point, the past progressive can be used with the simple past to show that an action had happened while something else was also happening. In these sentences, the past progressive action began first. We were cooking dinner when Peter arrived. So let's say you're cooking at home and then your doorbell rings and then Peter comes. So what was first? Was Peter first at your house and then you started cooking? Or were you cooking first and then Peter came? Of course, you first were cooking and then Peter arrived. So maybe, I don't know, you invited him for dinner. So when you have a guest over for dinner, you do not start cooking when a guest is already there. You start earlier. But maybe Peter wanted to help you, so he arrived earlier to help you. But you were first cooking and then Peter arrived. This is past tense. But still, this one happened first because it's a progress in which Peter came to visit. Then the second example, it was raining when the lightning struck. Let's say it's a rainy night, it's raining super hard, it keeps pouring and it's very terrible. And you're already scared, but then suddenly a lightning struck. So it's, you know, a lightning looks like this. So you basically first had the clouds in the sky and it was raining like crazy. And in that moment, the lightning came. But they are super fast. They go over in a second or even less. So they're just like, you see them for a second and then they're gone. But the rain is a progress, it keeps continuing. So the rain was before and after the lightning. Understand? It's super easy. Then, the past progressive can be used to show two actions that were occurring at the same time. If the two verbs are joined by a conjunction, it is not necessary to use the verb for both. He was playing the guitar and I was singing. We know that we're doing it at the same time in the past. I was singing, he was playing the guitar. You can do it together. One action does not have to stop for the other one to start. He was playing and I was singing. Then he was dancing and singing all night long. So he did both things all night long, but we don't need to use be in front of both because we know it's him. First of all, he does both. Plus, we know he did it all night long, so we have to use, of course, the past progressive, but it was only him, and you can dance and sing together, so it's okay. But he was dancing and he was singing all night long. It's too long, like, people always want to express themselves in a very fast and quick way. So he was dancing and was singing all night long. It's too long, it's too long. So just cut out the one. Let's cut it out and just use he was dancing and singing all night long. That's all you need. Then let's take a look at questions. Questions in the past progressive are formed by using the question word plus was where plus subject plus ing form of the verb. What was Kelly eating for dinner? What were you doing on Monday? So here we have question word was where subject ing form of the verb. Question word was where subject ing form of the verb. Easy, right? So for example, I could also be like ask you questions like what were you no, that's not here. What was he wearing on Monday? What was he wearing on Monday? What was he eating on Monday? What was he, I don't know, looking at all day? Maybe he found a beautiful picture in the museum and he was staring at it, and then what was he looking at in that museum? It looked very interesting. For example, very easy. And we are already at our summary. The past progressive tense shows that an action was in progress in the past. It is formed with the past tense of be, was, or were, and the ing form of the verb. In the past progressive can be used with the simple past to show an action happened while something else was also happening. In these sentences, the past progressive action began first. The past progressive can be used to show two actions that were occurring at the same time. If the two verbs are joined by a conjunction, it is not necessary to use the verb for both. Questions in the past progressive are formed by using the question word plus was, where plus subject plus ing form of the verb. That's it for today. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye!